What's up, guys? It's Trevor with Hot Rod Homestead. Today we're going to change it up a little bit. I am going to be working on the tan truck. I have broken it pretty good. I believe it's a head gasket. So as a lot of you guys know, this truck was the one that I took out to the burnyard out there with the hoonigan guys. And I gave it every bit that it had, and it was a little much. The water pump blew apart and it got extremely hot, and so I knew it probably wasn't good. On the way back, one of my buddies, Eric with Pro Tour in Texas, he brought me a water pump that was already drilled and tapped for all my steam vent stuff. And so y'all might know the truck from just doing burnouts on Instagram, maybe pulling the camper, but it needs a little bit of work, so I'm going to bring y'all along. It'll be fast motion, you won't really be able to see much, but I'm gonna replace the head gaskets. I've already ordered them from Tick Performance. Guys out there will definitely hooked me up. They are my new go-to performance guys, for sure, for parts, cool stuff like that. So check those guys out, and hang on, because this is gonna be a pretty quick disassemble and put back together, so hopefully it goes well. So, as you can see, you know, the painted valve covers, all that stuff, no big deal really. My buddy Matt Huck's done all the color matching for me a long time ago, whenever we first put this motor in. See a little bit better in focus. But I really have tried to take care of it, make it last as long as I can. But the easy stuff is off, the coil packs, the plug wires, stuff like that. I popped the coolant. Oh, you can't see nothing down in it. And it's pretty obvious that coolant's going somewhere. See it way down in there? So we're losing a lot of coolant. And I believe it might be going in the cylinders. The oil still looks good, so I hope it hasn't mixed with any of the oil anywhere. We're gonna pull this intake tube off, the top hose for the radiator, and I'll go ahead and drain the radiator and the water pump, stuff like that. Let all that stuff be draining down, and hopefully it'll get everything out of the heads. And other than that, I mean, hopefully everything is not hurt too bad, and we'll be able to throw it back together soon. as of right now, I've got the alternator bracket and everything off, the power steer and all that stuff. Got everything off the front except for the AC. I gotta go and work on some dinner, so not gonna be able to finish this up right now, but next time we see it, I'll be pulling the AC off, the headers. I'll work my way up to the intake, stuff like that, get the intake off. After that, we will check out the heads, we'll see how it is, we'll pull everything off, and I'll bring y'all along for the ride. What's up, guys? So yesterday was kind of a short day, just kind of working on the afternoons to try to get some stuff done. But we are working on the truck again today. I'll show you. And so basically yesterday I just kind of fiddled around on it. I got the alternator and power steering bracket just kind of pulled loose. I just got to kind of pull forward a little bit. I'm going to probably leave the water pump on. We'll see. Not really sure yet. Might just pull it. But I got to pull the AC bracket and all that stuff. This is the LS Simple. It's nasty right now. I haven't washed this thing in like forever. But the AC bracket, that's the LS Simple. If you guys saw the Hoonigan video, I talked about it a little bit. But that is a bracket setup that puts the compressor right up top. And you know, it's super easy to get to, easy maintenance. The tensioner's down below. That's just an idler right there. And it is very, very simple, very awesome little unit. It definitely helps in this truck right here. So I'll hang you back up over there on the post and we'll pull that off, a few little other odds and ends, and we'll get ready for the parts to arrive. That way once they get here, hopefully we can pull the heads off, check, make sure everything's okay, and we'll start reassembly. So still busting it apart, so hopefully everything's okay. We'll just kind of check it as we go. So pretty simple to take off. Just had to find a couple of the right sizes. I hadn't done it in a while, so I don't really remember what sizes all the little hex heads are, but we're now going to pull the intake. We'll move all the wiring. This is a PSI wiring harness. I really like it. It does really well. Haven't, knock on wood, haven't had an issue out of it yet. So it's pretty clean, pretty simple to put together and all. So I'm gonna take it apart, kind of move the wiring harness out of the way, and I'll be pulling the intake. So we'll see how that goes. Once that makes a huge difference. Once I get that out of the way, you'll really be able to tell that stuff's starting to get out from under the hood a little bit. So once we pull it, we'll be back and we'll see what everything looks like there. you can see, it's not pretty at the moment, but that PSI harness, pretty easy to unplug. Doesn't really get snagged on much. It puts up pretty well. Every plug has its home, so I'm gonna kind of slide it all out of the way. I'll pull the fuel line off. This is a single fuel line intake. You know, my regulator's in line from the pump, so I don't have a return from up here, but super easy. I just pull that one last little fuel line and the intake's ready to come off. So once I pull it, it's game on. We'll be able to pull the headers, everything else, and we'll be ready to pull the rockers and everything at that point. So I'll yank the intake and pull the header bolts, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. So here we are. Intake is off. You can kind of see everything. Nothing special under there. My paint is peeling off just from heat, stuff like that. That's where I painted it like 5 years ago. Not really going to change it up. I am going to take my little vacuum and suck all the chips and stuff up. I'll kind of wipe it down and hopefully get all the excess off. I'm going to pull the headers off. Just real careful. Hopefully don't break any of my bolts, but I'll pull the headers off, and I'm actually really debating on heat wrapping those while I have them off, so that might be one of my goals. But I'm just gonna get to where the headers are off. I'm just gonna leave the steam ports hooked up for the night. No big deal. Megan's inside cooking dinner, so it's about ready. I'm just going to pull the headers off, and that's probably where that I'll stop for the night. So, you know, not a whole lot of time this afternoon, but it's still progress and getting ready for the parts to get here. So, still looking good. Headers are loose. Not going to pull them completely off tonight, but they are loose, and the only thing that I have left on it are a few little grounds on the back. My ground for my AC compressor right there at the bottom, and my little bitty steam vent lines. So I'll just leave them on for the night. I'm going to cover this thing up, that way, you know, not everything's all open. I'll cover it up. I just got a little towel, and we'll come back to it hopefully tomorrow. Our parts will be here. If I get to it, I get to it. If not, you know, we'll just take our time putting it back together. So tomorrow. Pretty good progress today for just a little afternoon, about an hour or so. So pretty fun. What's up, guys? So we are back on the tan truck today. Rado's gonna help me a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and yank these heads off. Kind of check everything, look around, see, make sure nothing else is hurt, and hopefully we'll be firing this thing up later on today. So we're going to try to get it all put back together, see how everything goes. Hopefully it's not too bad. So we've got everything off the top of the motor, intake, the headers are unbolted, couple little odds and ends left, the steam cords, a few ground wires and stuff in the back, but for the most part everything's off. Easy to get to. I might as well at this point pull off that water pump. Might redo the gasket, stuff like that, because I literally did them in a parking lot in the middle of Texas. So we might yank it off, might not. It's not too bad to get to if I ever need to replace it again, so not a big deal. But we're going to pull these valve covers, pull the rockers, all that good stuff, and hopefully be pulling these heads off here shortly. All right, so we've got everything torn apart off the top of the motor. Didn't take too long, just trying to finagle everything around all the headers and all that stuff without having to pull everything completely out. So it went well. Got the heads right here on the tailgate. Everything is just kind of outside. As long as it doesn't rain, it's no big deal really. Got my new head gaskets here. Got these from Tick Performance. They're actually LS9 head gaskets. A little bit different than the ones that I was running before, but I don't think it'll be enough to really drop the compression too bad. I don't think it'll change a whole lot up. So if it does, we'll just get Lance to touch it up here and there, and he'll fix it right up. So we are about to go back together. I've actually already put new plugs and everything in it. That's the booger, is just getting the plugs in around the headers and all that stuff. It's just easier. That way I don't have to try to change the plugs after I get it all in. So it'll be all right. We are changing plugs now. Just finished them. And then I'm going to clean the surface right there. I've already got it mostly cleaned off. Just wipe it down one last time and wipe off the back of the head. Throw the head gasket on and we'll continue. So we'll be throwing it back together and hopefully fire it up tonight. We'll just kind of see how much time that I got. Starting to get a little bit late, but we'll just see how long that I got, and hopefully I can fire it here shortly.